Welcome to Product Marketing Alliance. We're home to everything a product marketer needs to learn, share, and succeed in their role. The definitive product marketing course, Product Marketing Core, is the perfect platform for experienced product marketers to broaden their existing knowledge, as well as educate newcomers beginning with their product marketing journey. Our community. We're home to more than 10,000 product marketers across the world, and every single day, tons of product marketing specific conversations go down. The community hasn't just been an absolute wealth of knowledge and answers, it's the place for constant inspiration. With a PMA membership plan, everything a product marketeer could possibly need is all in there, all in one place. Whether you want to grab a template, learn about how to become more strategic from product marketeers who've mastered it, sit back and watch hundreds of hours of presentations from some of the world's most trusted brands, our packages have got it all and more. We really are, dare we say it, the one-stop shop.
Welcome back to PMA Take 10, a series in which we chat with a product marketing expert about a topic of their choice for 10 minutes or thereabouts. And today I'm thrilled to be joined by Martin Bakal, Product Marketing Director at OpenLegacy. In this episode, we'll be discussing the skills needed to transition from product management into product marketing. Thanks so much for joining me, Martin.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Oh, no, we're happy to have you. So in your experience, what motivates product managers to want to transition into product management, from product management to product marketing?
So it's an interesting question. And basically, I mean, what I found, at least for myself, was I was doing a lot of the writing for the product marketing type stuff anyways, in a couple different roles at companies. And I actually enjoyed sort of writing white papers, thinking through the thought process, getting stuff that actually people saw in that sense out into the world. And I also do enjoy the other part of product management, which is sort of working with the dev team and setting up little stories and everything. But sometimes that gets very lower level and very much detailed. And it was kind of fun to think through the processes, thinking about the white papers, things like that. So it's really that content creation, I think, is what sometimes drives people into product marketing.
Okay, great. And what do you think's more challenging, transitioning from product management to product marketing or vice versa?
Well, I think it just depends upon who you are and what skill sets and experiences you have. I mean, if you're somebody who's a former developer, product management can make some sense, and then it's hard to move into product marketing in some cases because you're somebody who's used to working with development teams. Product marketing is part of marketing. So what I mean by that is you have to get used to thinking about pipeline and thinking about all the different types of things you have to generating that. And you're rated basically on the type of information you can produce that helps somehow in feeding that the sales process. Whereas product management is really all about developing products that people actually use. So the two different, it just depends upon your skill set and depends upon where your experience is, which one's easier which way is easier to transition.
Okay. And what skills does a product manager need to not only make the transition into product marketing, but also like thrive in doing so?
Well, I guess you have to be a good writer, a good speaker. You have to be ready to do sales enablement and understand the salespeople and how they're working together. And rather than just being a product expert, which you are, you have to be more than that. You have to really understand like the pain that they have, and you have to understand the pipeline and how to actually help in the whole marketing process, because you'll get asked to do a lot of things that are marketing-y, less about the product. So you have to understand that whole part of it. I came from sales engineering first into product management. So I understood some of that already, which helped me some in that. But some product managers really come, development, product management, have always done just that part, haven't been working with sales or marketing as much. And that's where it becomes hard.
Okay. And in terms of skills that might be transferable from, product managers that they might already possess, what might that look like in terms of skills that they may be able to bring over into their future role as a product marketer?
Well, I mean, product managers are asked to understand the customer and understand the customer pain points, understand all those things. Those are big in product marketing. It's the same thing, building personas, understanding who your users are, what their pain points are, and empathizing kind of with them. So those are skills you definitely, as a product marketer, need that you had as a product manager. I'll also add that when I was a product manager, I was doing a lot of the product marketing. I was writing articles, I was doing different things. I also was conducting webinars a lot. So I was actually doing a fair amount of product marketing at my time. Some people who are just more product owner type product managers don't do that much. And that's where it becomes a little harder for them to actually, they don't have as many skills maybe that way.
Okay. And in terms of, I mean, as we've very, very briefly touched on already, but there are parallels that can be drawn between product management and product marketing. So for instance, understanding customer needs and communicating product information to stakeholders. But what would you say is almost like, what would be like your message to a product manager and you would want to almost like communicate to them before they take the step outside their comfort zone and take that almost like the leap of faith into product marketing?
Learn about marketing itself, learn about the things that people are doing in marketing, learn about marketing operations. You won't necessarily be doing market operations yourself, but you'll get asked to do a number of those types of things. Learn how to do copy. Everyone talks about the importance of copy because you're going to wind up writing like email shorts to send to people. And people think that's easy. It's actually not that easy because you want to make them really short, really understandable, and get someone to actually then click on something. Think about graphics that are conveying a message, maybe on things like LinkedIn. Look at ads, understand all those different processes involved, because that's something you don't think about as much as a product manager. Look at websites and try to understand those too, and understand what you like and dislike about certain types of websites, because all that stuff goes into being part of marketing, not part of product management. And also get to know your salespeople and get to know what their needs are. The one other thing I'll comment on about this is it depends on what industry you're in. I'm in developer tools industry. My customers are developers or development teams or those types of people. So in some ways, mine was easier because I'm shifting to people who actually are people I'm used to talking to in product management all the time. That's what my customers are. And that's a little different than if you're selling widgets of some sort that have no relationship to anything development-wise.
Okay, no, that makes perfect sense. And just to round off our discussion, really, obviously, I'm sure that there are people who do try and transition into product marketing and perhaps struggle a little bit. Are there any instances where you've seen people who've tried to make the transition and have made any mistakes that you think are perhaps avoidable? And if so, what advice would you give to any potential product, any potential product manager to help them avoid those mistakes and almost like bypass any particular obstacles that might come their way?
Well, one big thing is work on your writing, because you'll do a lot of writing, and you do a lot of writing that's not just user stories, not just things that internal people have, and know how to copy edit. I mean, I'm not saying you should always copy edit your own stuff, but you wind up copying other people's stuff and you wind up doing some of your own. They have to be a little cleaner than you're maybe used to in product management in that sense. Another thing, there's a lot I already mentioned earlier about knowing marketing, but knowing your salespeople is critical, and knowing what process they use. Are they using the challenger sales cycle? What are they using? Because you have to talk in the nomenclature that works for them to use those assets afterwards. And that's something you really want to understand, is don't expect to just dictate to them, this is the product, this is how it works, good enough, go to it. You want to understand their sales process and work with them and build from there.
Martin, thanks so much for taking time to offer your insights on how to transition into the product marketing role.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.